Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for the Samson Q9U Hybrid XLR USB Dynamic Broadcast Microphone. As a content creator, I understand why many folks choose to go with a USB condenser mic when they're first starting out. They're affordable and can sound pretty decent without a lot of post-production editing. However, once you reach a certain level of proficiency and production value, investing in a good quality broadcast microphone is the natural next step to up your game. That's where the Samson Q9U, which I'm recording on right now, fits in nicely. As a hybrid USB and XLR mic, you have the convenience of using the mic via USB when you're on the go and don't want to lug around extra equipment. But even for beginners, it's nice to have the XLR option to grow into down the road. So let's dive into its features and see what the Samson Q9U has to offer. You'll receive the microphone, 7-foot USB-A to USB-C cable, 7-foot USB-C to USB-C cable, and a quick start guide. This is the microphone. It comes permanently attached to an integrated yoke, which allows it to tilt about 90 degrees and has a 5/8 inch 27 thread mount on the bottom. The body has a matte black finish, and it consists of an all-metal zinc alloy steel construction, weighing in at a little over 2 pounds. The mic comes with a removable foam windscreen over its metal grille, which houses an internally shock-mounted unidirectional cardioid capsule. Inside, there's also a humbucking coil that reduces the amount of pickup of electromagnetic interference and radio frequency interference. On the bottom are the ports and EQ toggles. The headphone port on the left is for monitoring headphone output. There's a 3-pin XLR plug in the middle and USB-C output port. The bottom switch is the low-cut toggle if you need to filter out low-frequency noise like vibrations or bass hums, and the top switch is for mid-boost, which helps to bring out vocals. On the side of the mic is a mute toggle, which is activated when it is pressed in, and unmuted when the button is raised. The difference here can be subtle though, and there's no LED indicator, so if you're not using monitoring headphones, double check to make sure you're not muted when you start recording and vice versa. The mounting post on the yoke has a ball-bearing nut to make it easier to mount the mic onto a stand or boom, but note that you'll need to supply your own in order to use the mic, as it won't be stable just sitting on the nut on a tabletop. I recommend using a short fixed or telescoping tabletop stand with a 5/8 inch male thread. If your mic stand has a 3/8 inch thread, you'll need a 3/8 to 5/8 inch adapter like this one, and there will be links for these in the description below. The other thing this mic doesn't include is an XLR cable, which you also need to supply yourself if you want to use the mic with an audio interface or a mixer. Since this is a dynamic mic, it has an internal preamp and does not require phantom power when using it with an audio interface. Connecting the mic to a computer via USB-C is basically plug and play. Since the drivers are all built into the mic, it should automatically be installed when you plug it in, and you don't need to install any additional software or drivers. The mic's levels can be adjusted using the volume slider in the device's properties on a Windows 10 machine. Because this mic has a cardioid polar pickup pattern, it primarily captures sound from in front of the mic where it's pointing, and it rejects sounds from the sides and the back. So if I turn this mic around and I continue to talk, you're going to hear that the sound drops off considerably as I reach the side, and especially when I get to the back of the mic. And then again, when I'm moving towards this side, you're going to hear it picking up a little bit more until I'm finally back in the front of the mic. And this is where the sound pickup will be the clearest. Of course, dynamic mics also produce the proximity effect. So the closer I speak to the mic, the more bass tones and low frequencies it will pick up. So my voice should sound pretty deep and bassy right now. But as I move farther away, you'll hear less of the bass tones and more of the mids and highs. So the setup I have right now is the mic connected to my laptop via USB-C and set at 90% gain, and here's what it sounds like. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now let's switch over to the Yeti X Pro and have a listen to what this condenser mic sounds like in comparison. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. You'll probably notice some tonal differences, as this mic tends to be somewhat on the bright side as it's better suited for capturing higher frequencies. You might also hear more background noise, as condenser mics tend to be more sensitive to ambient sounds. For more audio samples of this microphone, check out my review of it in the info bubble above. Switching back to the Q9U now, I'm going to be using my Focusrite Scarlett Solo audio interface. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now you might notice that I'm speaking a little closer to this mic, and actually I also have the gain on the AI turned all the way to the max. That's because the pickup levels through this unit just isn't as high as it was when I was using USB. However, it's still usable and never gets to the point where it peaks or distorts. You can use the 1/8 inch headphone output jack for latency-free monitoring of the mic feed. But I found that when using the Scarlett Solo, I had to plug the monitors into the AI itself. You can also record directly to a mobile device like a tablet or cell phone, and though the headphones in this case had pretty low volume, the levels recorded were actually quite good. Regardless of which connection type you choose, the max output bit depth and frequency this mic can produce is 24 bits at 96 kHz. This high-res format generally allows you to retain more fidelity in post-production, though you're probably not going to hear any difference versus a recording at 44.1 kHz. Overall, I found the Samson Q9U warm and natural sounding, and it sounds quite a bit less tinny than most USB condenser mics. The audio captured is clear and crisp with minimal background noise and hiss, though the mic can be sensitive to surface vibrations if you're using it on a desk with a computer that has a fan running. I do wish that it had LED lit indicators on it to let you know when you've got certain features activated, like the EQ settings, mute, or even just power. But all I could find is a faint green glow inside the headphone jack when the mic is plugged in. Even though I'm mostly using this mic for voiceovers and speech, I feel that it would also perform well for singers and musicians. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.